Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world. Big welcome to our Wealth Wednesday. This is one of the podcasts that we do once a week where we showcase our leaders, our builders that have been what we call in the gym in our LifeWave community. And we love to interview one of our top builders in our organizations once a week so you can resonate, you can feel, and you can get to know them personally, what they had to go through, how they use their system, and how they built their business through these years to get to where they're at. My name is Peter No. I am your senior presidential director here with LifeWave. I have been with LifeWave for 4 years now. And before I introduce my co-host, Mr. Bryan Penrod, and hear his edification, you're gonna love to hear his story of who he is, number one, but his vision, his experience in the industry, and why he chose LifeWave. So tonight is a not to miss podcast. You're all going to be excited and get your papers out, get your note out to hear the stories of our newest SPD, Miss Annie Dekoker. So before I share her out, I just want to let everybody know I've had the pleasure of getting to know her in the last few years. When you hear her story of where she came from in life, who she is, and what she has accomplished, you will be amazed and blown away. So, Annie Dekoker, for the last 20 years, is a professional skydiver, everyone, a skydiver. I am even afraid of heights. For her to do that, I was blown away when I heard she has 11 world records, everyone. 11. 18 national championship, one world championship, the only female to do a CRW formation in Egypt, the only female team captain of the championship in the CRW rotation. That is her background of what she has done. But let me bring her on so you can hear and get to know her story of her testimonial and how she built her business. So, Annie, can you unmute yourself? How are you doing, Annie?
Well, doing great since convention. Convention was amazing.
I know we're all coming back from an amazing high right now. As you can see on all our faces, it was amazing. It was so awesome to hang out with you a couple of days before. So I think we're just gonna get right into it. But I do want our viewers to know, Annie, what is your testimonial? Because you have such, can you share with us just your quick testimonial of what happened to you? And then we're gonna go into the business side of it.
Quick version is I was normal, healthy, running around in my life, skydiving, being a single mom. And then I got struck down by this crazy autoimmune thing where my um, antibiotic triggered a response that ended up boiling me with a high fever, getting all the way as high as 108 degrees, with second and third degree burns all over my entire body, including my eyes, corneas, ears, nose, mouth, hair, nails, everything gone. And I actually literally died twice. And I was miraculously not staying scarred and dead and blind and brain damaged. Coming out of that, I I had a whole new appreciation for all the pharmaceutical issues that could trigger things in your body. So I kind of dove into what is wellness, and then went back to competing with my skydiving team, preparing for a world meet on a on a windy day that had a tornado previously. All of us landed very hard. I ended up breaking my lower back, both of my pelvises, and my femur as we were just 12, 20 feet off the ground. Um, and everyone got hurt on that landing. It was kind of a freak thing, another freak thing. So that was really a challenge coming back from that. But now with the patches, I'm back and stronger than ever and still setting records. And so that's about it.
Wow. So everyone, if you can come back from life altering accidents like this, I think you can build anything in the world, right? Any business, any comeback. So, uh, Annie, do you have or have you had any previous network marketing experience before LifeWave?
But I had been involved with Mary Kay, loved the skincare, a couple other companies where I loved the product. And I had never really done much with them except get them at wholesale or try to become successful and even achieving a level of success that they qualified me as in the top 100 in the Southeast region in a microcirculation device. I just enjoyed helping people, teaching them about wellness, and sometimes it paid off. I could help people, but monetarily, financially, not really much of an impact.
So would you say, because of your heart, and I think each one of us here that is watching, we know that we love to help people. Sometimes we just do it so much without even financial gains, no compensation, because we just want to help people. So with that giving heart that you have, what, how did you find LifeWave, and what did you see in the beginning stages? What really attracted you here?
What really attracted me was how I could see on a lot of the podcasts, serious health challenged people coming back in a big way, making a big difference in getting their life back. And I was attracted to that. I wanted to help people like that. I didn't start in the business for myself because at that point I was already, I got all my skin back, I got my vision back, I got my hair and my nails mostly back, and I didn't feel like I needed anything for myself. My bones were healed. Um, I didn't feel like I personally had a story, but I could see these people being helped that had serious problems, and now they were literally, you know, coming out of wheelchairs and being able to walk better, and wanted to just be a part of that and help people like that. And then I ended up, of course, getting a benefit that I didn't even expect.
Wow. How many of us can resonate with just starting off that way? So the reason why I'm asking Annie these questions is because each one of you, whether you're watching this, right, we all think that sometimes to reach the top, you have to be some rock star, right? Some superstar, have a big team to come in, or have some certain skills, which is not even the point over here in our system and in our community. So where did you start seeing the early success? When did you start seeing things growing for you, Annie?
Funny because I was working in a health food store, hoping to manage a couple stores, and I it was my job to help answer everyone's questions. They would come in and they would want to know what all the ingredients were, where was this made, how does this work, and that was my job. And if I couldn't answer the question, I would get, the owner of the store. So whenever I got introduced to the patches and I wanted to start helping people with that, I did the same thing. I wanted to explain everything and teach and answer all their questions right away. And, they were amazed. Their eyebrows would go up. They would be like, wow, that's fascinating. Photobiomodulation, never heard of it. That's awesome. Wearable light technology. Wow. And then I would never hear from them again. I would never see them again. They would never, I wasn't doing it right. And so it was quite a while. I'd say, well, at least 2 months. And I kept seeing the people interested leaves. So I went back to my mentors, my leaders, and tried to learn and be coachable, which is what I really appreciate in my skydiving students is to be coachable. And I understand that there's a level of humility, even the best skydivers and the coaches that I've ever known have still the attitude that I have not reached the top level. I am not the best. There's always somebody out there that I can learn something from. So I like to take that in and try to apply it. I wasn't being that way. I wasn't being coachable because I had had a level of success already so far in my life, not a spring chicken. So I've been all these years. And whenever Bob or Amy or, people would say, hey, if you use these few choice words or if you use this little script, and I'd be like, I got this. I know how to talk to my people. Wasn't working because this is so different. So once I started looking at the system and just basically doing the most simplistic, which it's so much easier, honestly. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to follow the system. And then it was like bam, 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 bam. All my people, my friends, they were signing up, and I had to admit to Bob, okay, it works. The simple way does work. Your way does work. So it was fun to see that contrast.
Well, I mean, I still remember that time when that shift happened. And I want our viewers to kind of understand because this is a Wealth Wednesday call where you're getting to hear what happened to the leaders, how they built their business. So what Annie was saying is she had to be coachable and do things that in the beginning it didn't work for her. She had to shift her mindset and start listening to her mentors that were coaching her on what to say, what to do, and how to do it. And because of her experience, she followed that. And that was the turnaround to her business, right, Annie?
I want to say, I was so afraid to come across as too pushy or too salesy, or, nobody likes to be aggressively talked to. And I was so afraid to come across like that. And in my mind, I had sort of a preconceived notion of the word script. I thought that's fake. I don't want to be fake. But this script is not like a typical, it's not paragraphs, it's like 7 words. You make it your own. And I had to get over that and really start to listen and pay attention and um, pay attention to the numbers. The comp plan and the business is so beautifully constructed. It was Bob Campbell who he was like, wow, do you know how much money you made last week? And I'm like, no. He's like, hey, congratulations. And I'm like, what did I do? He said, you made senior or executive. I'm like, executive what? What did I make? I was not paying attention. I didn't know. I was just sharing it in the system work.
Wow. Everyone, again, you don't need to know much numbers, but the more people you help, things just grow. Now, since we're talking about this, I mean, you have such a humble spirit in you, and I agree. How has LifeWave now? What is the difference of Annie? Who is Annie today with all this success? Obviously, you're financially free now. You get to do things that you couldn't do before. Can you share with our viewers how is life different today with for you?
Super extra thankful. I'm so thankful. I just got to be like blessings falling on me. You are at the top of my leadership. David knows that, I mean, David Schmidt is at the top of this company. It's just like I just pray that God would put people in my path that need to be blessed, either financially or with their health. And they just fall on me. Everything is tying together. People from my sport that have had sore shoulders or problems with their health, now they know that I do wellness because it's kind of like the best set that's kept secret. The people in my sport are learning about my business because I didn't want to be pushy, so I haven't been really advertising. So I'm so thankful. And this is a neat little side story. I don't want to take up too much time, but I had a crazy situation with my son who was like basically kind of taken away from me, cut off from family and friends in this crazy cult and far away in Phoenix, Arizona. And I have the blessing of having the financial ability to get on an airplane and fly out there with no hotel, no rental car, no pre-planned ticket, and try to find him. And I couldn't. And I stayed a month. I just hung out for a month because people in this company opened their doors to me, a complete stranger, and said, if you're a friend of Peter No, then you can stay at my place. I'm like, thank you. I was able to stay and hang out. It didn't work out that I could find him, and get him back for 10 months. So I was driving. I still had my skydiving commitment for 10 days a month in Florida. And then I would spend 10 days a month in Phoenix. And then I'd spend 10 days a month in Indiana with my family. Who could do that? Could do that. LifeWave gave me the ability to just be like traveling, traveling every month for 10 months, and the energy to be able to make an 18-hour or 25-hour road trip. I was shocked at my body and my attitude and the peace and the just the people. And so that whole situation is all it's all fixed and better, and God just keeps surprising me with all these miracles, and it just keeps going. And so this business, people are learning about my sport, and it's fun. It's all the people in Indiana. I'm able to, establish more connections with my family. So it's all good.
Wow. You know, life gets in the way, things happen all the time, but once you build a solid business, and this business is through helping people, the freedom, the things that you can do at any given moment that maybe the average person cannot do because they might have a job, they cannot leave, or they might get laid off. There's so many, things that we're confined to. And these calls here is to show that any person that truly wants the freedom and truly breaks through, you can do this. And Annie is our senior presidential director. How long have you been with us, Annie, now?
3.5 years.
3.5 years now to have a total life change. And Annie, what are the last words or advice or tips you want to leave to our viewers tonight?
Have the bargain shopping mentality, because that has been with me for so long in my life. I was making $10 an hour. And so I understand what it's like to have to budget your money and to make decisions. This company gives us a good value. You can have a chance to work it out, even if you don't make a lot of money yet. If you just help make managers out of your people and just bless them, with attention, and the tools are already here. Everything is so much easier if you just get a little bit open-minded to the coaching. Your life will be so much easier. You don't have to do the follow-up. Your leaders will do the follow-up in a three-way. You don't have to explain the science. You just have to guide them into the tools and show them. You know what? Remember the old pictures of the school marm with the long pointer stick, and there would be a presentation on the wall or the chalkboard. You don't have to do the presentation. You just have to be the pointer stick, right? That's what your job is. So it's so easy. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be afraid of coming on too strong or not saying the right thing, because you don't have to do anything except point to the tool. And I want to say thanks to Victoria and her people. My bargain shopping like fears of like whatever at the convention. It was so funny. I had a couple dresses to choose from, and came out. I don't know if you saw me in the original blue dress that I had on. Maybe, probably not. And Victoria and her team were like, Because I said, I don't know if I like came out with two dresses. Should I wear this one? Should I wear that one? And they were like, definitely the black one. So I went and changed. But yeah, it's fun. Just do the easy thing, listen to your leaders. And if you can't get your questions answered immediately, go up to the next leader or go over. I'm always helping cross lines and sidelines and whoever. We should be able to get you some answers.
Wow. Everyone, you've heard from Annie Dekoker. You can see how humble and just a normal person she is. But in 3.5 years, she has reached to a level that everyone should achieve in their lifetime being here with us for your freedom. Annie, we love you. Thank you for joining us tonight. And this one is in the books. All right, everyone, let's get ready. The next person I'm introducing is actually my co-host. I want you, each one of you, to get your notebooks out because the notes of what he has taken out. And let me share with you who this man is. He's from San Antonio, Texas. He has two sons that he literally builds this business for because he wants a better life for them. He's heard about network marketing, the direct sales industry at the age of 18. He took years to develop, to find the right mentors, to investigate this industry. He hung in on a company at the age of 25, and that company went into the billions of sales. uh, he literally have helped hundreds of thousands of people in his organizations through that experience. So if you can understand just that part, you know how big this man is. Okay, he literally was looking for something. As life gets in the way, we understand that. He's been looking for something bigger. He found us a little bit over, not even a year yet, everyone. Not even a year yet. In December was be his 1 year anniversary. And he is our our presidential director.
Hit presidential a couple months ago now.
Congratulations. You're probably one of our newest presidentials, also with Annie. And that's right. We celebrated. Bryan Penrod, everyone. Bryan, I really want to pick your brain. I want everyone to watch that's watching this video for now and the future. What do you want them to know about LifeWave today with your experience, your eyes, and why should they join us?
Peter, thanks a lot. So I've got to say that the heart of the people, I mean, it was the heart-to-heart convention. And then for me, seeing the heart of the leadership and how everybody communicated with each other, and you can just really, really tell that the service and wanting to not just add service, but really, like in this business, multiply service. And I want to make sure everybody here that doesn't know, they're the foundational leaders in this company. We're all on stage with, well, 4 or 5 of them with Peter, and they gave you credit for being a force that's made a massive difference in this company these last 4 years. And so thank you, because I'm literally, I was a waiter. I didn't even have a college degree. I got involved with network marketing and just worked hard for a long time. I can't, even with LifeWave, I can't go back, and I'm really building this no different than anybody else. I'm having to pick up the phone to people that were not in my previous company. But just getting excited about this convention that was coming up these last months, and now we just finished it. I had created some talking points, so to speak. And then, so as far as I'm concerned, the way that I'm going to prospect in this business isn't going to change from anything that Marcy or you, the peaking interest scripts or anything. But for us to like be aware with certain people in certain situations, that we have talking points that David Schmidt has made very, very clear. So I'm just going to share those quickly with everyone and try to keep this very short for everybody. But feel free to take notes, and I can share these later at a different time. And I know a lot of you took notes on these, but I wanted to hammer these and make these clear, because where we're headed is huge. And I'm going to be sharing these with certain other people in network marketing, or people that are even top leaders in network marketing, because the vision of where we're heading is unlike anything I've ever heard of before, and is perfect. David is looking 20 years out, and he talked about 5 years out and 10 years out and 20 years out. So if you know people that are interested in this word that Peter has kept bringing up, freedom, we got some great news. Or even independence, if that's something that's important to them, or security, certainly for people in health, or advanced regenerative health. And then for people that are interested in having enough in abundance to be able to potentially share with others that may be in need in the future. I love the offerings that David Schmidt has come up with. And so number one, he's a world-class inventor. And I feel like we could go into the billions just with what we currently have right now, without anything changing whatsoever. But so with him being a world-class inventor, he's also setting up in the future for us a generational opportunity in multiple trillion-dollar industries now. And that's been made very clear. So one of those is drone technology. And I couldn't wrap my head around this in the beginning. Like, what does this have to do with anything? It's big, okay? So he has created some technologically advanced drones. And these drones are currently able to fly almost a day, about 40 hours total, but almost a day longer than the current USA military drones, okay? So that in itself is big. The engineered design of these drones are made in such a way that they're able to maneuver and even go as slow as 10 miles per hour. That's kind of like, imagine way up there in altitude, so to speak. That's almost like hovering, kind of like a UFO would in a way. But so this technology is currently being used for humanitarian missions, but an entire fleet of these is being produced now over time. And so number two, with this drone technology, what he has spoken about is that what if we could have access to the power source that is behind these drones, and we weren't having to rely nearly as much or as much on our local power utilities. Energy is a trillion-dollar industry at least. And so think about the future in being able to have a backup source of power. What if at the right time he's able to deliver this to us as LifeWave representatives for us and our potential clients and brand ambassadors. So a second reason why these drones could be another trillion-dollar industry. He has communication technology that, what if we weren't necessarily having to rely on as much on 5G, the potential damaging effects on 5G, because we have a different communication network set up that could even go international, so to speak. So these are things that drone technology would be able to help us be able to capitalize on. So another trillion-dollar industry is, he spoke a lot about water, and that will have something to do with quite a bit with the design of the inside of the new corporate offices that are being developed, that I'm going to talk to you a little bit about. So just water in itself, being able to help the patches work at even a more optimal level, and add to the reverse aging effects that we've already been exposed to by using these patches and the mists. And then even a food growth source. So being able to capitalize in food as well, water, security, communications, advanced health technology. I love how he talked about the First Amendment. I love how he talked about freedom. And I believe this man truly cares about our genuinely about our all of our interests. So that's huge. And then as far as the patch technology and what he spoke about that, you know, and for those of you that have seen the videos in the past where he's spoken about that isolating down that light frequency in the lobster, that particular species that grows until, and it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger until maybe a predator takes it away. But being able in the same, that the ant that he spoke of, that particular species, that the symbiotic relationship between the ant and that parasite was able to live it, able to help it live 5 times longer. And then taking these technologies, and he even showed us literally out of the Bible how he was coming up with different codes and confirmations, and that part was absolutely fascinating as well. The the fact that this company is making sure that the corporate offices are going to be much more for this company centrally based in the Salt Lake City area, that in itself is going to speak volumes to the rest of this industry. A lot of the corporate executives and the employees, and then obviously people that come in from out of town, they're going to see LifeWave at their corporate events. It's going to give LifeWave and you and the people that you know a lot of exposure. So you're going to want to plant seeds now about all these things. I also noticed that the number of people that were at this international convention, we are just getting started. We are so early right now, and you are so blessed to be at the right place at the right time in history. And so I'm excited about that. You know, this could apply for any market, but also I was thinking about Mexico. I mean, how many of you know somebody that speaks Spanish? You know, it could apply for any market. So, you know, while Mexico had about 60% growth last year, and other markets were having as high as 5,000% growth, they have committed to really, you know, that really diving into that market, especially with a distribution facility launch in Guadalajara just this last month. So that's a real big deal. And I just want to close with just the Team Evolve leadership was on point the entire convention. I was watching that. I mean, the events after the events and everything that was happening, the culture of Team Evolve is about heart. It's about love. David Schmidt talked about heart so much. And you know, Annie already nailed it tonight about the system. Let's plug into this system. These are just talking points. These are you know, David Schmidt's vision for us. And so I'm more enthused than ever before. And so I'll just hand it back to you, Peter.
Wow, these are everybody. I hope you took notes on this. This is coming from an experienced builder in the industry for decades. And this is a Wealth Wednesday call where we want to give you a wealth of information. You get to hear stories and meet the people that have been building. But Bryan, for a company to have these unique, well, I call them unique bullet points that no company in the industry, whether it was 20 years, 30 years, and even 5 or now, no company in the world has our technology. No company in the world protects their technology like we do. And no company in the world can talk about the future technologies that will be coming in hand. If anyone that is interested in building a future or stability in any industry, you have to be in a direct industry. But if you're going to be in a direct industry, you have to make sure that you partner up with a company that has stability and the foundation for the future for you and your family. So Bryan, when I say these things, I get so excited, and we now know we are a true technology company, but technology and wearable technology for the first 20 years, and get ready for the next 20, 40, 60, 80 years, wherever David's going to take us, because as we know, when we wear our patches, we're going to age gracefully and we're going to get stronger as we age. So I hope everybody enjoyed this last 35 minutes as much as I do. This is it's another incredible call for everyone to share. And Bryan, thank you so much for your time. We always value your information and your experience. Annie, can't wait to see you again and see your teams up on stage next year. And everyone, next year is the 20th anniversary year. If you're looking for a home, if your industry and you're not feeling that you're growing, or you don't know where your company will be in the next few years, we welcome you. We want you. Come join us for this next revolution that's going to happen. So everybody, we love you. Let's see you tomorrow, same time, with our testimonial patching podcast. And everyone, have a great evening tonight. Bye, Bryan. Bye, Annie. Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Bye, Team Evolve. Bye to all the guests tonight.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
We love you.
Love
Bye.
you.